Today marks 1147 days sharing lessons I learn and continue to learn with all of you. My hope that these insights will inspire you, support your dreams, help you achieve your goals, and really empower you to become the person that you want to become. Today we want to speak about paying the price. Paying the price. Paying the price for success, paying the price for dreams, paying the price for your goals, for success. Because I think that most people are willing to pay the price when you actually know true price. And some people are not willing to pay the price. I think that this is a key aspect of success, and I think that sometimes we do not look into that as much as we're supposed to, and there's a willingness to pay the price. And that's a very interesting topic because I think a lot of times people think, okay, I will pay the price for success. And when they start taking action towards that success and they realize that they will need to pay a higher price than they thought, and what do they do? What do they do at that moment? They agreed on the price to pay, but the price was not correct. And it's 10 times more than they thought. And they quit on their dream because now they need to pay a higher price than they thought. And this is a very interesting topic because sometimes we need to understand that, like, how much are you willing to pay? So that means that when you say that this is the price that I'm willing to pay, what happens if this price is 10 times bigger? Are you willing to pay for that as well? Are you willing to pay if your price will be 10 times bigger? Because if you never ask that question, it might be that you will quit. I think that so many times I saw so many people quit on their dreams, on their goal, because the price was bigger than they thought. And this is very interesting because I truly believe that every single person deserves to pursue success. Every single person deserves to pursue success. Every single person deserves to have finances and emotional capacity to make choices that enrich their life. But not every single person is willing to pursue what they deserve. Not every single person is willing to pursue what they deserve. So today I will focus on really how to really measure that, what price they will need to pay. And really what are the reasons why we don't measure that price properly. So number one is lack of clear planning. That means when you actually look into the vision, it might be that you don't have a vision, and because you don't know the vision, you don't know how much you will need to pay for it. But if you say you have vision, and now we need to have a clear plan to achieve that. So if there is gaps in the planning and you don't have a full clarity of how you will achieve that vision, that means that you will underestimate how much you will need to pay to achieve that vision. So it means that clarity brings understanding how much and how much your money, maybe your energy, your time will need to be invested in this vision. Because for me, doesn't matter how much time, how much money, how much effort, how much energy do I need to pursue my goals. I will pay for it. Because for me, is 1% chance to succeed is better than 99% other way. Because I just could not live mediocre life. I don't want to settle in a cubicle and live my life in a cubicle. That's a great life for people who want that. For me, it's not. So I'm willing to pay the price no matter what. I don't know that. Do I have clear planning? Sometimes not. Sometimes things changes. And some things that I thought would work doesn't work. So planning is very, very important, but still we need to execute on that plan because planning could lead to analysis paralysis. And that's not good as well. So clear planning allows us to understand the price that we'll need to pay. Number two is emotional decision making. Emotional decision making is very, very important in this topic because sometimes we overestimate our own capabilities and own desires and own passions. I think that sometimes we can understand that the passion alone will not drive, motivation alone will not drive. So we make decisions based on motivation rather than on really true foundational vision. So what kind of emotions do you base that decision on? Because emotions are fleeting. But if you really make that decision based on really true fulfillment, the purpose, calling, those foundational things that motivation doesn't win off. Because we need to make sure that we build that success on the foundation that is not fleeting, that is not moving, that is not wobbly. Because I think that motivation is very wobbly. So emotional decision making, when you make on emotions that are very, one day you feel it, one day it's not, you will never achieve it. You will never pay the price, because the price was, when you are operating on emotions, the price that you see even potentially could be very high, but your emotions are so high that you said, oh, I will be able to pay for it. But when you don't have those high emotions, those fleeting emotions, that means that you see the same price, and with the low emotions, it's like, I'm not willing to pay for it. So it means we need to make sure that we have the deeper sense, that each essence, say that this is exactly what I want to do. That is, of course, you always willing to pay the price, no matter how you feel. Number 3 is optimist bias. So that means that sometimes we think that we are better than we are. And this is a good thing. This is a good thing, knowing where you are. So self-awareness is a key in life. So knowing what kind of skill sets you need to develop, what kind of areas of life you need to develop, that means that when you know exactly where you are, it could be even worse than you thought you are. Let's say that you thought that you are 7 of 10 in one skill set, but you're actually 2 from 10. But when you actually know that this is where I am, so supposed to be happy, because if you think that you're 7, but you're 2, and you execute based on 7, you will fall flat. But when you know that you're 2, now you're able to create a clear plan to execute and later develop to 7, 8, 9, and 10. So optimism bias is sometimes we could potentially think that things will be smoother as well, that things will go faster, and because of that, we underestimate how much you will need to pay. But when we think about, okay, how much time do I need to spend? And most likely will be a little bit harder, because there will be coming a lot of the things that I never saw before. Number 4, and this again, I already wanted to touch it, is that unforeseen circumstances. That means that you plan this goal, the dream, that aspiration, that vision, and you have a clear plan. But in that journey, there will be a lot of bumps, because those bumps will created by external things that you never planned before. And again, because of that means that time will be extended. The price that you need to pay will be extended, because you don't want to stop what you're doing. That means that you don't want to break the cycle of taking actions towards that goal. So that means that during that time, when external things coming to your way, it will be very hard to not to break the cycle, to move towards that goal, and really remember why you started. Remember the price that you agreed to pay. And because the price of that you want to pay needs to be a range. I'm willing to pay from this to this. And this is much better than paying this price. Well, of course, the best price is that there is a clean paper. So like, I will pay as much as I need, because unforeseen circumstances will for sure extend the price. Number 5 is social pressures. Social pressures is potentially making it harder to pay. Because when you think about, so many people do not pursue it, do not pay the price, and this is part of paying the price. I think that we need to understand that social pressures is paying price sometimes, because you don't want to feel pressure, we don't want to be rejected, we don't want to be judged, we don't want to be embarrassed. So social pressures makes that price so much more higher. Did you added social pressures in your price? Because when you think about, okay, like, I will do whatever it takes. I will do whatever it takes to achieve this goal. I'm willing to pay this price. But if you don't include social pressures in that price, you will quit. Because someone will say that one of your friends said, this is nonsense. How you could pursue that? Or maybe if your family member that you love and adore, so that this is nonsense. Will you be able to still pay the price for the things that you said that you will do when someone in a social close circle says that is nonsense? Maybe even external things. Maybe there are a lot of people who are haters who will say that this is nonsense. Will you still keep doing? Will you still pay the price, even though the social pressure is saying no to? Again, I think that this is a great thing to add into the paying the price. That even though that some people say to me that this is a nonsense, I will keep doing and achieve success. Number 6 is lack of financial awareness, lack of energy awareness, lack of emotional awareness. So that means awareness is the key regarding yourself, regarding the price. Because I think that it's very, very important to understand that finances, could be one of the biggest things to really focus on as well. Because when you have the finances, like when you're taking care of your immediate expenses, you don't need to work 40 hours a week on 9 to 5 job. When you take care of immediate expenses, and you have that financial awareness how to do that, it opens up so much more, because now rather than working 40 hours on really making money, now you're able to allocate like maybe 5-10 hours to make the same amount of money, and now you're able to really work with those other 30 hours to really pay the price to achieve that success that you always wanted. So here it's very, very important to understand how my time is allocated right now, how I could get more time to pursue my vision, how I could have more time to pursue my vision and pay the price with more hours, more effort, and more energy. Because I guess I'm willing to overpay for my success. I'm okay to even give a tip for this is so worthy. It's worth it to achieve the success. It's so meaningful. So I'm willing to pay even tenfolds for this price, for this success. Number 7 is changing preferences or plans. Changing preferences or plans. That means it might be that you said that I'm willing to pay for this price for the success. But it might be that at some point you said, this is not success for me anymore. Now this is success for me. Or maybe you change and switch and you adapted, pivoted. So it means the price will need to be adjusted because now you maybe expanded success, maybe added something. So there is thing that your preference, your plans might be changed, and that because of that, your price will need to be changed, and we need to adjust that. So how much do I need to pay right now when I change that? Because the price will not be different. The price will be different if your things are different. And it's easy to understand. I think sometimes we think about the price and we agree to pay for it, but now we pursuing different goal, and the price will be different. I need to reflect that. Number 8 is peer pressure, the friends. And I guess that is a part of social pressure, but I think the peer pressure and social pressure is a little bit different. Peer pressure is more social pressure, of course, was more about society, what everyone is doing. Peer pressure is more, peer influence is more like really immediate family members. And of course, I mentioned last time as well that we need to understand that family members could be the biggest challenges, because we are careful with enemies and we don't listen to what they say. When we listen to our friends and family, and we need to be the most careful with that, because sometimes, of course, we will, in paying the price, we will include really dealing with competition or the haters. But sometimes we don't include dealing with our family members in that paying the price. And this is very hard, including by me. I know that sometimes it's very, very hard to really pursue the things that you want when your closest family members do not see what you see. And that's what they were not given, your vision. And that's what I learned. Your people around you might not be given your vision because you are the person that vision was given to, and pursue that vision without really looking into peer pressure that much. Number 9 is overconfidence and flexibility. And financial flexibility and your own emotional flexibility, mental flexibility, all those things, sometimes something that we think that we'll be able to adjust very, very fast. But it requires time to build something new. Because if you do something for the first time, you have no idea how that will actually look like. So they need to be very, very flexible and develop flexibility, like majority of things are develop like muscles. So flexibility could be developed. You can be one flexible, then you can be 10 of 10 flexible. So that means you need to work on that and then build that and understand that. And of course, we're able to achieve and pay the price then. And last one is that inflation on the hidden costs. So what is that inflation on hidden costs in paying the price for success? That might be that external things make it harder to achieve that success. Maybe competition got higher. Maybe something, technology change. There's so many things that really, external things start to change that could really make your price a little bit bigger. and you need to be okay with that. You need to be okay that inflation will create and will require to pay more. There's a lot of hidden costs that maybe it might not need that you don't know. What are those hidden costs? And I think that's part of the sacrifices that we need to understand. Sometimes we do not understand that by saying no to one thing, you're saying, by saying yes to one thing, you say no to other thing. And this is one thing that's very, very important. And sometimes we always think, okay, if I say yes to this one thing, what I'm saying no to? If I say no to this one, what I could say yes to? And sometimes that fear of missing out could potentially lead us to wrong ways. And knowing that what are those hidden costs of me taking action or not taking action is very, very important. So this topic is very interesting because I truly believe that, as I said at the beginning, that the number one thing that really makes people successful is not the price tag. Because, and this is interesting as well, that different people have different price tag for the same thing. Different people have different price tag for the same thing. And that is unfair. But life is not fair. Some people need to pay 10,000 hours for the same success. Some people need to pay 1,000 hours for the same success. 10 times more to get the same thing. Is it fair? No. But again, this is again the most important question. Are you willing to pay 10,000 hours when other people will achieve the same in 1,000 hours? Or you say no? Because there is a comparison as well. You start to see people who started almost in the same spot, but they are much, much farther ahead. And that could potentially get in our head quite fast. But we don't understand that there is so many aspects are included in the picture why they achieve much, much faster, because we look into something that's only one aspect of their success. But there's so many more things that we need to consider. And when we start comparing ourselves, we're forgetting the key aspect, willingness to pay the price. Because all those things that even competition, all the things, we need to say that this is included in the price. This is included in the price. This is included in the price. And say, I'm willing to pay the price. When we forget about the price, when you say that this is outside the price, and then we start looking and reflecting on that, we potentially could really forget what is most important. Forget our commitment to pay the price. And then, of course, when we forget commitment to pay the price, at that moment, where people quit. So I hope that you reflect, okay, what is the things in your life right now that you're willing to pursue that doesn't have a price tag? Let's say that I will pursue that no matter how much it costs. Because if you don't have that, I would say that you don't have maybe ambition to pursue something meaningful. Because I don't say about financial successes. I'm saying that about being the best dad in the world. This is a massive ambition. I truly believe that being the best dad in the world is a massive ambition. So what are the areas that we say that in your life, maybe health, maybe finance, maybe relationships, that you say that I'm willing to nurture this relationship. I'm willing to be the best at something, no matter what the cost is. I think this is very important. Now, again, this is a price. There's more things to do that. Because some people say, I want to achieve this success and I don't care about the price. But price could be too big to pay as well. If you achieve success, massive financial success, with losing your health, is this a good price to pay? I don't think no. So that means there is another question is like, we need to make sure that we succeed, pay the price in a healthy way. I believe in obsession. I believe that pursuing something with all your heart, but not losing something, the most important thing. Because if your value is relationships, but by pursuing financial success, you lose relationships, is that worth it? No. So that means we need to make sure that when we pursue something meaningful, when we pursue success, we give ourselves all. We pursue with obsession, but we do not lose our values. And that's supposed to be aligned with our values. So I hope you choose to win and see you tomorrow.